AyeQ! AyeQ!
So, hi, my friends and tiaras. This is going to be me telling my story. Sorry. Okay. Take two. Hi, my friends and tiaras. So, this is going to be me telling my story on how I contracted HIV. Okay, so I'm just going to say before I get started, I got these nails from my nail tech. I'll have her information in the comments, and also for the lashes and the ones it's from. So I'm also going to be using a green screen to give y'all various locations and things that I do remember about everything. So let's get down to it. Okay, so it was morning time. I had just left a friend's house, and I was at a gas station, and I had this app called Jag, and I actually want to show y'all that app for a second. All right, and this is the app. This is the logo, just to let you guys know, but this is the app called Jag. So I ended up meeting that guy on Jag, and first, it was just all about and excuse me if I'm sounding a little chattery, it's really cold in here, but I don't want my lips to spit off. But I ended up meeting him on Jag, and he ended up messaging me, and he didn't have a ride to go cash his check, so I had a car, and he basically was letting me know that I'll give you some money if you come over here to help me cash my check. And you know what? I was like, I didn't really mind like going over there. So I ended up going over there after leaving the gas station, and I ended up meeting him at this hotel, which is the Days Inn in Garden, North Carolina, and I will be showing y'all that as well. So one second. And this Days Inn happens to be the location where everything happened. So I ended up meeting this guy at the hotel, and when I went upstairs, he met me downstairs at first, kind of conversating for a little bit, and then we went upstairs to a room where it ended up being two more people in there. It was a guy and it was a girl. It was this real heavy set kind of buff guy that later on in the story you will find out he's more so the bodyguard, and is also this girl who is a escort. So when I get in there, they basically kind of like introduced me to everyone. Well, he introduced me to everyone. And after that, we kind of sat down and started talking about what they did. And you kind of know what people do in hotels. Yeah. Once we got down to the TT. So hi you guys. So y'all wanted a part two, so here's your part two. So where we left off in the story, I was actually in the hotel, and then I ended up finding out it was two people. So I walk in the room, and this is where the tea gets spilled. So I ended up finding out the girl, she is an escort. The heavyset guy, he is a bodyguard, and the guy that I am actually supposed to be taking the check, taking to cash the check, is actually an escort as well. So I'm gonna show y'all this sign just to see if you guys know about it. But before I show y'all this sign, I just wanted to let you guys know this was the way that they would sign up to, do their escorting and do their business and stuff. And what really kind of gravitated it to me, and knowing that I was not a person that really did sex with anybody, I was very picky. But the thing is that the girl ended up telling me a story one time that she ended up getting $60 off of like a pair of pants, off of dirty pants on top of that. So I was like, okay, well, shoot, let me see what, let me see what about, this stuff that they did here in the thing. You know what I'm saying? But let me show y'all this. Okay, so for y'all that don't know what this sign is, this is Craigslist. So Craigslist was the way that they would make their money. They would make their ads to meet up with these people, to talk to these people, or whatever the case may be. Whatever went down, and that was their okay. So as we were in the room, it starts to get, a little late, and, he starts to tell me that he's not going to be able to catch his check, right? during this time when they're kind of explaining to me like what the crazy thing is, I'm sitting on his lap. And come to find out, him and that other girl, the other escort, ended up sleeping together and they had relations back in the day. So I'm not quite sure if that's where the steam started to blow from. But one minute we were talking about Craigslist, we were told and stuff. Next minute, they're at each other's throats, literally arguing, fussing. She ended up getting the room in her name, even though that he paid for it. So he ended up having to tell me, just come with me and I'll pay for the room. And I'm gonna show y'all the lobby. So this is the lobby where we ended up having to go down there to, get another room due to the fact that him and
Why does she think we care about the lobby? Like, this shit is crazy.
her getting into an altercation. And we ended up actually getting a room on the other side of the building. And I will be trying to find that video for you guys because I actually want to show you guys that side of the building where I first entered and then where I stayed that
Why?
night. Yes, I stayed the night.
Shit's crazy. Nah, this shit is so crazy. So basically, she's saying that she just met a dude to cash a check or some weird shit, and then she was sitting on the dude's lap. Yo, a lot is going on right now, man. I swear, she probably was doing the most that night. This is crazy right here.
That's where she comes into play. And then when we ended up having to go over there, it was an elderly lady who stuck was outside in the rain. All right, so we left off at me spending the night. So after we went downstairs, got a new room, we ended up spending the night on the other side of the building. So I did not end up taking him to cash his check that day because it was too late. When I ended up staying with him that night, yes, we did end up having intercourse. And from what I remember, we ended up having intercourse twice. One with a condom, one without a condom. And from that night, we had like our little conversations and stuff along the lines of that. And this is a monthly span of what I'm kind of giving you guys right now. The first monthly span of how everything went. So after this is all done and stuff, it's some days that go on and I'm actually experiencing what it's like being an escort after they had already basically gave me the rundown of this and that and what they do. And the bodyguard was actually on the other side of the building still with that girl, which he ended up coming over and staying with us. So when I was basically in the hotel, I did, a couple of people. It was one person in particular that I did for him to actually stay in the hotel. And I can't remember how much it was. I don't even want to say it was $50 that I did it for, but it might have been. So I used protection with this guy who was a very old, fat, Mexican man. Literally, his thing was like probably got the size of my pinky. I really didn't feel nothing. So it's just like I did that for him. And these are as the days are going by. I'm actually doing like a little work from here and there because, like I said, I'm a very picky girl. I'm not just in the game to do anybody, nor did I have to do this. So, as the days go on, we're just living our life. We end up getting to the point where he has to go. He goes on this little vacay with a friend that comes and picks him up at this hotel, knowingly knowing the bodyguard is still there. He ends up later down the line getting his friends to pick him up. And in between him getting his friends to pick him up in this monthly span, we ended up having to go pick up his mother. His mother comes into the picture because as we're down there and as I'm down at the hotel, he ends up getting this call that his mother is being kicked out by his sister. That's where she comes into play. And then when we ended up having to go over there, it was an elderly lady who stuck was outside in the rain.
Yo, this is just crazy. Now, she's saying when she had sex with dude, from what she remembered, was twice. One time with the condom, the next time without the condom. The fact that she couldn't remember, it tells that she was super lit. She probably was off mad drugs. She don't even know who she probably had sex with that night. So pretty much, I guess this chick was trying to become an escort and she met a pimp. That's basically what I'm getting from this, because she's really saying a lot of nothing, really, to be honest with you. Because I'm fishing to understand what's going on, but from what I understand so far, what she's saying, the pimp was the one she's acting like she got it from. But let me play another one of her little stories, man. She's taking too long to get to the point, man. I swear.
So, basically, like, he thought I knew, and he was accusing me of knowing everybody before I even got there, the bodyguard, the girl, everything. So, like I said, so as I left off in part 3, we ended up having to go pick up his elderly mother. His elderly mother ended up being kicked out by his sister, and this was actually before he ended up leaving, going on his little vacay with his friend. So, as we're picking up his mother, it's raining. One thing about it, it was real sad because this lady was a very older lady, and it seemed like they were so non-caring. I don't know what happened while she was getting kicked out, but I knew that she had got kicked out and all her stuff was outside. We had to do at least 2 to 3 trips. We ended up getting her into a hotel room, and I'm not quite sure if she stayed with us the first night or she ended up in her hotel room that next day. I think we were able to get her into the room across from us because I do remember her staying there, but I really don't never remember her actually staying physically with us. So,
What do you remember? This chick probably was super drugged every day. Like, she was living life in a blur. She probably don't even know how many different dudes she smashed. This is just crazy. And then she's telling this story and it's all over the place.
we ended up getting this room for her. And after he gets back from this vacay that he took with his friends, these days that I have been chilling with him and stuff, he had been acting normal. It wasn't no signs of drug use, anything along the lines of that. But at the time, just to let y'all know, I was safe because I was actually staying with the bodyguard. Because I don't want y'all to forget, the bodyguard was still there after he went on his little vacay. So the bodyguard was basically looking after me, but we slept in the same bed. And the bodyguard was trying to touch me and have intercourse with me. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't going for that. I just had, relations with your cousin, supposedly. And now you want to? No, I'm not getting down like that. I'm sorry. I guess that's what y'all do over, but it's not me. So I ended up
She do got standards.
basically rejecting him. And then we get to the day where we left off. So he ends up coming back from his vacay. Remember, I said I didn't really see no signs of drug use or anything. But when I tell you, I ended up going into his mother's room where he was. He didn't even come into our room that morning. He ended up going to his mother's room. And when I tell you, I went over there and he was so strung out. He was literally saying that it was some guys downstairs that I didn't know, but he thought I was setting him up. He thought I was setting him up. He would be cussing at his mom. He had an attitude, and he was off something. Basically, he thought I knew, and he was accusing me of knowing everybody before I even got there, the bodyguard, the girl, everything.
All right, man. I can't keep up with her story, man. So the bottom line is this, man. From what she's saying, it looks like she was out there. You see what I'm saying? So she was sleeping with different dudes and she weren't using protection. People, that's the bottom line, man. If you want to live fast, strap up. If you're going to be smashing a bunch of dudes, strap up. And I think she smashed a dude after she just met him, I believe. So that's the key, man. People, the key thing is to protect yourself, man. Protect yourself. And that's just the bottom line. But as far as the story, it's kind of hard for me to keep up with it because she's all over the place and I'm getting confused. Yeah, but we all know the gist of it. From what she's saying that the guy gave her HIV on purpose, and she had sex with him one time without a condom, and she had sex with him with a condom. Listen, the bottom line is, people, protect yourself and strap up, put on a condom. And ladies, don't be afraid to ask a man to put on a condom before he enter into your box. All right, it's your boy AyeQ. Like and subscribe to the channel, and I'm out, man. Peace.